welcome to a day that I knew would probably come, but it's still a sad day that it's actually here. You know, it might actually be a happy day, depending on how much you hate Spoony, but it's here, guys. Spoony has lost everything. It's pretty much all over for Spoony. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of what's happened in his life. The first thing that happened to Spoony this month was that he got cuckolded. His girlfriend had sex with another man. I have the picture actually here. You can see here, that's the man there. That's cuckolded Spoony that had sex with his girlfriend. You see his girlfriend there is wearing antlers, which are symbolic of the cuckold horns that Spoony has been forced to wear. But of course, Spoony was pretty much willing to accept being a cuck. Him and his girlfriend April were living in separate rooms in the house anyway, in separate beds, for pretty much, I believe, the entire duration of the 4 years they lived together in the home. But Spoony's girlfriend, after cuckolding him and him accepting it, realized that he was such a loser that she had no choice but to leave him. So Spoony lost his girlfriend to 4 years there. Pretty tough, guys. But I wasn't really going to make a video concerning Spoony's girlfriend leaving him. It's pretty tough for Spoony, because chances are he's pretty much run out of fangirls at this point that he can sexually exploit. He's probably never going to find a replacement girlfriend. So that's tough. He's 40 years old now, but it's now come to light. You can look it up on whatever the tools are, where you can look up foreclosures in Illinois or whatever. But Spoony's home has now been foreclosed upon. He has he's lost his home. The bank is coming. It's fucking tough. It's fucking tough for Spoony. I watched Spoony, for fucking 10 years. I was a Spoony supporter, basically from when he first started there around 2007. I think I first saw his, I think it was maybe his E.T. review, where he was fucked up on painkillers. He was reviewing E.T., and he was a pretty good critic. He made some good reviews over the years, but he was always a lazy cunt. He could never get his reviews out on time. He began relying on vlog content, lazy crap that was very bad. He just started doing wrestling reviews. None of his audience liked wrestling or his wrestling reviews. I liked the wrestling reviews, but no one else liked the wrestling reviews Spoony did. And, but his Patreon grew and grew. And, eventually his Patreon got to like $5,000 a month. Spoony was making $5,000 a month on Patreon, and he was able to buy his own home. He was, he was set. He had a girlfriend. He had a home finally of his own. He had been living at his brother's house for years. First, he was living in his parents' basement. Then he lived in his brother's basement. His brother, was a hero. He was a police officer who shot an illegal immigrant and killed him. His brother Miles is a hero. But Spoony finally had his own home, and things were looking up for Spoony. He's making $5,000 a month on Patreon there, and then he just stopped making content. He promised everybody that he was going to make the Spoony movie. It was going to be made. It was going to be an incredible film, and it never came to fruition. His Patreon, his rewards, he never sent them out. He couldn't autograph DVDs and send them out to people. He couldn't do a Cards Against Humanity game. He couldn't send out T-shirts. He couldn't bother doing any of the things that he had actually promised to his Patreons for supporting him. And so his Patreon started to decline. But for years and years there, he was getting $2,000-$3,000 a month, producing no content, zero content. But now Spoony's Patreon has collapsed to like, let's have a quick look here at what it was. I think it was like under $500 a month previously, but let's have a look at what it is now. It went from like $5,000 to now $500 a month, but let's have a look and see exactly what page. Well, you know, Patreon YouTubers, they sometimes actually do what they say. You know, they actually make some videos, even if they might be shit, or you know, actually fulfill the reward tiers. It does happen. It's not usually a complete. It's always some sort of scam, but it's not typically the sort of fucking pathetic scam that this was. Let's see here. Noah Antweiler is creating silly videos. He's down to $385 a month there, off 112 patrons. You can only imagine that these 112 people that are subscribed to him on Patreon, giving him probably $2-3 a month there, have just forgotten that they're donating money to Spoony on a regular basis. And they just don't see the invoice on their credit card statement or whatever. So he's down to $385 a month. He doesn't work a job. So I can only imagine that in the state of Illinois, the welfare benefits aren't that great. He probably can't get it since he owns a home. God only knows how he was affording his house, his mortgage to begin with. His girlfriend was working a part-time job there, I think at Subway or something, and running an Etsy store. So, you know, now that that income's gone, Spoony's totally fucked. He's lost his house. It's been foreclosed. His girlfriend's left him. And if you read Spoony's Twitter, it's pretty sad. Like, you're receiving tweets like, "There's no point in reaching out to mental health services. They can't bring back what I've lost." Like, holy shit. Let's read a bit more Spoony's Twitter here. We'll probably close it out, but you know, it's pretty sad stuff here, guys. Like, fuck me. It's like victims now just funding sociopaths. I don't know. But he's lost pretty much everything, and the sad thing is, if he just actually recorded himself doing vlogs, he could probably get super chat donations from his fans. If he just made like one review a month, he could probably get his Patreon back up and going. But the guy is so fucking lazy that in this entire calendar year, and last year as well, he made 0 fucking reviews, 0 edited content. He made one vlog last year reviewing Star Wars Jet Retard. No, that was 2 years ago, for God's sake. It's been like 2 years with no edited content, 2-3 years with no edited content. The guy's fucked. His website went down this year. I forgot to let people know that. His website, there's no more SpoonyExperiment.com. I mean, it's just sad. He goes, unable to even fake seeming all right anymore. All I can do is shut myself up in the dark and wait for it all to somehow get even worse. Like, holy shit, man. Like, this is just like some Andy Worski tier, like, just self-pity and failure. And then he's just tweeting out thousands of tweets. Like, it's not like he does anything with his time, like, except for send out thousands of tweets. He's been saying that he's he hasn't been able to get out of his bed for 3 weeks, and he's just living in darkness and utter pain and agony. These are the sort of things that are like on his Twitter, and you gotta wonder, like, is he just gonna kill himself? Like what? Like when the fucking sheriff comes to throw him out of his house and evict him, he's got like nowhere to go. Like, his family all lives in Arizona. I just don't even know what's going to happen to Spoony. I think he might kill himself. You know, Spoony was tweeting about how he was going to get evicted, and he said he's been practicing to punch out the people who are going to evict him. He's been practicing on his Christmas tree. He just is so angry about the Christmas tree in his house. I don't know. He couldn't set it up or something. He's fucking angry about his Christmas tree. And I imagine the final straw that broke the camel's back in his relationship with April was she was just trying to decorate his house up nice. And he just fucking screamed at her. He just fucking lost his mind. And she was like, fuck this shit, you know? Fuck this shit. But, you know, it goes show it's not even funny. Like, it's not even like he's desperate or he's begging for money or anything. He's literally just laid down and died. He's literally just laid down and died. He just tweets about how tough his life is, how it's fucked, how there's no hope, how he's just laying in bed. He's not, like, making videos, like, crying, saying it's all over, like, having a breakdown. It's just his Twitter feed. Like, it's honestly, like, the most pathetic shit. It's sad. You know, people here are saying Spoony is too beta to beat his girlfriend. It's true. You know, I don't know. His girlfriend was a fucking doormat, total sub. And even she finally was like, you know what? Like, it's over. And she was like the biggest Spoony One fan out there that there is. And she's finally been like, oh, you know, like I've had enough. I can't deal with it anymore. Ghost Show says it's Ethan Ralph's future. Well, the difference between Ethan Ralph and Spoony was at least at one point, Spoony actually made some content that was kind of good, that was kind of funny. Ethan Ralph's always just been a parasite tabloid mudraker whose only real accomplishment is burying a bunch of fucking jabroni losers like Mundane Matt with a fucking shovel. You know, that's it. So this is pretty much going to be the end for Spoony. I mean, there's two options here. Either option one, Spoony is either going to kill himself or do a mass shooting or something like that. Option two is that this finally convinces Spoony to get off his lazy ass and make it year of the Spoony 2020. Will it be the Spoony redemption arc? Old Slowbro says it's going to be the Spoony redemption arc, that he's going to overcome and he's going to start working and putting out videos again. You know, I want to believe it's year of the Spoony 2020. I want to believe he's going to come back, but it's probably not happening. Crackling Crow says, imagine being on YouTube for years and having nothing to show for it. Sad. Very sad, ladies and gentlemen. Very pathetic turn of events for the Spoony One. This is it. This is the end. This is the end for him. Unless he decided to fucking... Even if he was to make videos now, you know, the YouTube landscape has changed to where there's just so much competition for him in that video game and movie review space that who knows if he could even be successful. And I don't know. I think he'd still have his niche audience. I still think he could make thousands of dollars if he really came back and he had a work ethic. But we're fucking kidding ourselves. This guy is going to lay down and just fucking die. They're going to fucking drag him out like this emaciated skeleton of a fucking man, decrepit, homeless looking, long, greasy fucking hair. It's over for Spoony. It's over for Spoony. It's sad. I feel bad. But what can you do? He brought it upon himself. He brought it upon himself. And he has nobody to blame but himself. He couldn't even make fucking YouTube videos. It's not like he was working a job and also making YouTube. He just had to make fucking YouTube videos. All he had to do really was make fucking vlogs. He didn't even really have to make the edited content. It's very sad. But all we're going to see from Spoony from this point on, my prediction, honestly, is he's just going to bitch and cry about Trump on Twitter and just get pulled out of his dark, greasy home within the next few months. That'll be the end of him. Pretty sad, but I just wanted to bring the news to my subscribers who might care about Spoony, what was going on. You know, you heard it here, breaking news on the People's Populist Press channel. Maybe we'll do another ritual this New Year's to try and bring the year of the Spoony back. We'll cover him in some more detail, but I just wanted to bring this out to the people today. So have a good one. We'll be back very shortly with yet another very keynote video, I'm sure.